Good afternoon, Mr. Kiley here. It is 2 o'clock in a bright, shiny afternoon. Today's date is April 28th. This is 428. Today being the Tuesday class, the first intermediate class of the week. This is Forms Week. I'm going to say Kata Week, and it's kind of going deeper into how to do your form properly, but also form itself. And so those are two different terms. Your form, which is fire form, okay, and then the form part of all your individual movements, which is how well you perform them, how well you do them, not just the intensity and the speed of them, but is the technique correct? Very good. So making sure we kind of break it down and sharpen it up as if we are going to present it for a belt graduation or a tournament. Okay, so we're going to stretch out, we're going to loosen up, we're going to break down our form, and one of the things we're going to do, just kind of be ready for it, in terms of building that form out and making your fire form a little bit stronger, is we're going to break it into a bunch of mini forms, the things you've already done. Just that's why we do the count, the 1, the 2, the 3, and we put movements to that and try to speed up those individual movements, because I understand that as you're doing fire form from start to finish, that can get really overwhelming and stressful because it's a long form and it's very physically exhausting. It's also very mentally exhausting. And so sometimes when you kind of get, start to physically get tired, you start to mentally fatigue, and then you start to get flustered and frustrated. That's a very normal kind of feeling as a martial artist when you're first learning a form. I've been through it, and I still go through it when learning new techniques. So if you feel that, welcome to the team. But we're going to kind of go through and break apart each individual group of movements and try to speed them up and sharpen them up, and then put them together into that one long form and see if that makes that form a little bit more attainable for us. Okay, so feet together, bow. All right, shake your hands out side to side. Hope you're all having a wonderful Tuesday. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Roll your arms. Good. This is also the final week, one of the final week, kind of the check-in week, a little over 3 weeks ago, when we had challenge week. We talked about stretching every single day and kind of making a point to work on our flexibility, work on trying to be consistent with it, not just stretch harder when we stretch, but stretch harder when we stretch and stretch more often. Very good. Take a step out with your feet, and so hopefully you've been stretching every day or close to every day, and I want to see that in this week if we have that improvement. Over to the side. And then as kind of a fun little bonus, one of the other challenges we're kind of posting out that we got from actually our gymnastics team over in Milton is one of the weekly challenge this week, if you want to try it, is your sliding splits challenge. And so it's just finding a unique or fun way to practice your full splits by either stretching it or practicing sliding into them if you can do the splits. And by sliding into them, I mean being here and then just walking your feet out until you're in your full split. So go ahead and sit all the way down. We're showing a fun, unique way to do that, whether it's like having socks on a tile floor or hardwood floor, or like the figure like extra tiny. You can do it in a bathtub, maybe. I don't think I could do that. Over to the left side. On a trampoline. Trampolines are pretty slick. You can do it on there. Other way. And then again, try to keep your body and push it forward a little bit more. Increase that stretch. Make sure every time you do these stretches, you're really focusing on your posture, even if that causes you to pull your legs closer to the middle. And so when you're here, if you're like this with your legs, but your body's like this, and you're really fighting yourself, then it might be much better to pull your legs in a little bit so you can work on posturing up. The word we use a lot, posturing up, sitting with a straight back, a flat back, and then your chin and your chest up. And not only when you work on posture, not only working on being upright, you're also working on, so not just your back, but also your shoulders and your neck and your chin. And so when you're here, it's not like here. So even though my back is straight, if your head is down, good. If your shoulders are rolled forward, it can also affect your posture. So keeping your chin up, kind of keeping more of an active mind, keeping more active eyes, I guess, keeping your eyes up and moving, keeping your chin up, good. Keeping your shoulders rolled back. So you're not here. Right, you're here. You're opened up. Good. Over to the left side one more time. A lot of times your body language, if you ever heard the phrase body language, your body language is kind of how you hold yourself, as in how you stand, how you walk, how you sit, just how you are from an hour-to-hour basis when you're in basic positions like standing or walking or sitting down. A lot of times that can affect your attitude. It can affect your confidence level. Take your legs, pull them in the middle, shake it out, and stretch down. And so it can either pull this leg in, reach forward. It can either increase your confidence or it can decrease it just by how you kind of position yourself. And switch. And let's go all the way up. Feet together. bow. Let's work into our jumping jacks, kind of loosen ourselves up a little bit, get our heart pumping, get the blood flowing. We normally do 10 to 15. Today we're going to do 25 and make yourself work a little bit. All right, ready and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Very good. Then we're going to work our running jacks. I like to work those different patterns, those different movement patterns. 1 foot in the front, 1 foot in the back. And again, your feet kind of keep them underneath you. So you're not like Alpha in a jungle stance. If you're still somewhat underneath you so you can jump pretty fast, it's the goal. And then your hands are going to go up and down. Every time they come back down, you count the number. Ready? So it would be, we're going to 10 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Okay, loosened up there, work into your Kimai stance. And again, the goal right now is not just the fast punches, but it's also the strong stance, okay? So we're working on building those leg muscles and getting positioned in that Kimai stance because it not only builds those leg muscles, it also strengthens, good, and it also kind of strengthens the stance and it gets your body loosened up and makes your body a little bit more flexible, kind of hitting this deep stance here. Left hand out, 1 punch to the middle, and hey, ready, go, go, go. Try to punch faster than I do, go. Very good. Try to react quicker than I do. So when I say go, you have to have your punch out before mine is. Ready, go, go, go. 2 punches, ready, go. Make sure each punch is a punch, so it's not... We're not trying to get the finish line faster if we got there the wrong way. We want to make sure we go properly. Both punches are both punches. Check that stance. Bend it down. Deep breath in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Lower down a little bit more. And 2 punches. Ready, go. Excellent. Go. Go. Switch starting hands. And go. Go. Check your stance. Go. Very good. Feet together. Bow. Excellent job. So next thing we're going to work on is, again, your fire form. We have it start to finish. Okay, but the goal now, instead of trying to get from start to finish all the way through full speed, we're going to do it just in smaller chunks to make it a little bit more attainable. All right, so we're going to start and just do the beginning of the form part, and I'll kind of show you where our start and ending points are so you kind of know where to speed up, where to slow down. Okay, for the first thing we're going to do is just move number 1, which is from here. Okay, and it's the step out, sweep, turn, sweep together. That's it. Good. So that's move number 1. We're going to work on picking up the speed of that one without being in a hurry. Okay, just making it more fluid. Ready? So you're here, and all I mean by making it more fluid is you can kind of see the difference. If I'm here and I go step, turn, sweep, and then just making that one of a making it more of a flow. So it's step, sweep. There's not a lot of pause in between. I didn't go super fast. It just tends to work more. I'll kind of show you from a backward stance now. So I'm doing it mirroring you now. So it's step, sweep. That's the goal. And then from there, it just turns to this side. This hand goes up, sweep, and we're together. Okay. So for this part, if you want, I'm going to mirror you. So I'm going to kind of go the same way you're going, but instead of you following from behind me, good, I'm going to be facing where you are. Okay, so again, I'm mirroring you. Hopefully that'll make life a little bit easier to kind of stay together. Okay, so we're here, and it's left hand does the block, right foot does the step, turn, sweep, make sure the shoulders turn, immediately turn, put your right hand out, left hand's tight by your body, and then your right leg does the sweep together. Okay, so just speeding that part up a little bit. What'll speed that up now is once you land that first sweep, if that foot comes back together and you quickly turn your body and then step out with the leg that did the sweep. So that's kind of the trick there. Just remembering when you turn to the first direction, when you turn to the right, that leg that does the sweep is also in charge of coming back together. And then you turn and step over with it. All right. So ready? One more time. Here. Step out, block, turn, sweep, turn, block, sweep. Okay. We talked about when also doing the sweep, it's very important to not be in such a hurry that your shoulders and your hips, okay, the things that control a lot of your balance and your power, okay, you have to make sure those turn. Okay, I'll kind of show you, and again, a lot of today is going to be showing you the right way and the wrong way so you can kind of clearly visually see the difference to make sure you're not making those mistakes. So when you step out here, if you try to do the sweep from here, it's possible, It's just a lot harder and a lot more flexibility. See how my shoulders are sideways? If I try to do the sweep from here, you can do it, but for a lot of you guys, if you're having a hard time getting your hand to hit your foot, because a lot of you guys end up hitting, right? You hit your shin, you hit your calf. So that's why, if you're doing that, it's because your body's this way, right? And you can kind of clearly tell that if I lift my leg out to the side, my arm and my leg are not the same distance. But if I put my hand out in the front, it's where it's supposed to hit. Because at that point, going forward, your arm and your leg are a little bit closer in distance. So it's important from here to right before you sweep, you pivot the stepping foot, you turn your hip, and you almost slide over to it. And then it actually works a lot easier for you. And then you turn, block again, same concept. I pivot towards the front as I slide, and then throw my sweep. All right? So practice that. So we're going to work that. Ready? A little bit faster. And not in a race, more just try to stay with me. Go. Step, pivot, sweep, together, turn, step, sweep, together. All right? Move number 2. Bow, present up, here. Good. And this part's going to go all the way into the knife hand. So it's front kick, down block, punch, knife hand. That's it. And that's the speed we need. Okay? Each move pops right into each move. So ready? And number 2, good. Bow, present up, step back. Right when you hit the guard stance, good. You kind of breathe, and then you go. Front kick, down block, punch, knife hand. All right? So that one again, it's important to make sure that right after you hit the front kick, you have to go ahead and mentally be prepared to step back further and step back deeper, because you're going from guard stance when you start to chungle stance when you land, right? So instead of me doing a kick and then putting it back where I got it, good, you can kick and then you push it deeper. You have to physically extend your leg back further. If that part's kind of tricky, well, you can kind of add a stutter step. You can just kick your foot where it goes, put it right back where it normally goes, and then quickly just shoot it back further and deeper. Okay, and at the same time, that's where this goes. So again, part of the way to make this part faster is just also kind of, if you haven't already, add into this movement, as soon as you finish your kick, when your leg is coming back in, your hands will go here. Your left hand will come over your shoulder. Your right hand will push out, getting ready to land my down block. All right? So you're here. I'm not going to break it into slow motion. So it's kick, and as it comes back in, here, down. So you're already ready to go. And then you punch, and then as you turn your body sideways, your hands punch. Your right hand stays a fist. Your left hand opens up, and it's here. And as I slide back, there goes my chop. All right? So you're here, left hand's in the front, right hand is in the back. Left hand's a knife hand, right hand's a fist. Again, we're going towards each other. I'm mirroring you. So it's a back leg, front kick with your right foot, down block with your left hand, just like normal, like in self-defenses. Punch with the right hand, and then you turn, knife hand. Okay? And then at this point, it's kind of hard to mirror this part. This is where it gets confusing. So we're just going to go the same direction together. So we are going towards the camera, and we are left hand sharp into a knife hand. Okay, this is the part. The next move here is the skip front. Good, into backhand, into elbow, into slide up into guard stance. Is what I mean. Switch, backhand, together. That's the next move, okay? That's all of number 3. So we can make that work together. Just take your time. We're here. Again, little kind of tips we talked about when doing the skip front. It's very important, just like the crescent kick, any frontal move, any front move, whether it's a punch or any kick especially, whether it's some variation of front kick, which is front kick, flying front in this case, outside crescent kick is a type of front kick. Okay, so any kick going straight forwards, it's important to make sure your hips and your shoulders are pointing forwards when you're doing the kick. If they're not, that's why you're going to feel off balance. That's why you're going to feel not powerful. Okay, so from here, if when you go to do the kick, see how my body's like this, if my feet don't turn, especially my front one, if I don't turn my foot, you're almost falling over yourself. So it's very important that the first thing you do when you go to do this kick is you pivot your feet. Okay? You pivot here on the balls of your feet. When you do that, this foot will actually, you can kind of see my feet, okay, right in front of the camera. See how my feet are in the same line? But when I pivot, watch, they actually come a little bit offline. There's a little bit of space. They're not directly behind each other. This lets me slide in and pop switch. You pull that leg up, you kick with the left one. Land with your backhand out, load your elbow, step around, land in a key my stance, push your left foot to your right foot, hands come up to guard stance. So now we're going to pop that part even faster. So you're here, drop, and move number 3, ready, go. Okay, this next part's a little bit easier. It's the round kick, slide up, side kick, back fist, drop down punch. All right, so it's a low and middle round kick, and then a slide up, side kick to wherever you can kick best. Land with a back fist out, right into a drop down punch. So you're here, and this is move number 4. 1, 2, good. Slide up, 3, back fist, drop down punch. Right into that. And then from here, we're going to do the jump switch in the lineups and the side kicks, land with the double knife hands down. That's the next part of the form. Okay, ready? So from here, it's go, switch. From there, this foot almost bounces together. Okay, so you can kind of get the footwork right. When you're from here, you're going to jump and switch your feet. You focus on your left foot landing in the front, your right foot pushes to the back, and then right when it hits the ground from the back, right when you do your block, you're then going to take that back foot, quickly pull it in to put your feet together. So you're punching. You can kind of watch my feet slowly. Boom, 2 steps. And then side kick, cross your feet, line up, which you guys did a wonderful job on all the Zoom meetings I saw of doing this part correctly. I was really impressed with that. Side kick, land, pull. Okay, so that part a little bit faster, just from the drop down punch. So we just finished this move, just finished that combo with the round kick, the side up, side kick, the back fist. Now we're here, drop down punch. And go. Okay, I'm going to mirror you guys for this part because it's kind of hard to see just if you're looking at my back. So you're here. And again, this is left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, drop down, punch, left hand. So there's a little bit of symmetry there. There's a little bit of rhythm there. If you can kind of find that tempo and find the pattern. Good. Left, right, left, right, left. So we go here, and it's the left scoop, here, right punch, right scoop, left punch, pull, block, punch, block, drop down punch. All right, so you're training those moves together. And then from here, it's just this next portion. And then if you guys have kind of figured out, we're basically done with the form. So really, it's just a bunch of smaller chunked forms together, okay, all set to rhythm. So now it's just the knife hand, the raise, the block. These are blocks. Good. They're not blocks you've ever done before. So that's kind of hard to wrap your brain around it sometimes. But it's you're taking your wrist bones, and you're blocking up, you're blocking down, all right? Then you switch knees. We imagine the wonderful shoulder roll. And then from there, once you land, you go into a pop-up front kick. Saw a couple of you guys do this when I had this one-on-one meetings, and it's harder, so hopefully this will help. We were jumping from here, which is immensely difficult. You're standing and jumping like this, which all the power to you, all the props to you, that is incredibly difficult. So what instead I would like you to do is add a step together. So your first motion from here is to take that back foot and put it underneath you. And that's at the same time when you stand up, instead of just jumping from here, you stand, I drop. When you drop, your feet get underneath you. So now when you jump, you can get your feet underneath you and get your body up in the air. That should make that kick, not just the kick part, that should make the landing part a lot easier for you, because a lot of you guys were kicking and then falling on the ground because you couldn't get enough air because you were jumping from a straddled stance. Okay, so remember, make sure your first stance is you standing up, then dropping your body weight, then jumping and kicking and landing safely on that back foot. All right, so one more time. We went, let me just show you if we're going the same way. Here, so it's the knife hand, upwards wrist, downwards wrist, switch knees. We imagine the shoulder roll. Your back foot goes to you. Watch my hands. Ready? Step, jump, kick. And so I landed on one foot. A lot of you guys also in doing this kick, which again, all the power to you. You're doing the harder version of it. Your body will get to do that later at some point. Okay, for right now, it's okay to, as you're kicking your pop-up front kick, your leg is also landing. It'll kind of have this 1, 2, 3 feeling. You'll jump, you'll kick, you'll land, all in succession. Jump, kick, land. Okay, now, but when you do this, a lot of you guys are trying to kick and then land on both feet, or kick and then re-chamber before you land it. It's okay to land and then re-chamber. I'll show you from the side. When you're here, boom. So I land safely, then my leg comes in and goes down. One more time. Good, that's perfectly fine. All right, land with safety. And then you drop right back down, punch with your right hand. So now we're going to walk through the form. from start to finish, just trying to put max effort into each one of those clusters, into each one of those sets, and try to organize our brain that way, taking little pauses, little not breathers, but little take a deep breath before we go on to move number 2. All right, so ready? So we're going to start the form here. We bow and present, martial arts, America, fire, form. So remember number 1, which was the step out and the block and the sweep, turn, block, and sweep. And go. I'm sorry, together, step. Okay, move number 2, which goes all the way up until the knife hand chop. And 2, bow. Set it back deeper. Move number 3, which goes all the way until the line up into guard stance. And 3. I'm going to slide back. I want to back away from the camera a little bit. Number 4 goes all the way until the drop down punch. And 4. Move number 5 goes all the way until the double knife hands down. And 5. Move number 6 goes all the way until the drop down punch. Move number 7 is the rest of the form. And 7. Knife hand, up, down, switch, imaginary shoulder roll. Fire form. Right? So hopefully that went a little bit better. Then also by breaking into numbers, take 10 seconds real fast, get some water. It's hard to breathe through. I don't just want to breathe heavy in the microphone. Okay. By doing that, what I'm hoping also to have you guys kind of start to get on the same pathway with is, and kind of come down if you're not already, is when you're doing the form, it's very easy to do the form the very best you can, and as soon as you make that one mistake, or as soon as you get to a stopping point in the form and you're like, oh, I can't remember it, okay, then you think, I just don't know this form, when in reality you may not know one move to one part of it, right? You may not know one technique in one of those moves. So by breaking up more the form into a bunch of different numbers, just did 7. It's 7 numbers, 7 sets, right? Is now, hopefully, okay, when you're doing your form, as you're going through the individual sets, as you're doing move number 1, where you block and you sweep and you block and you sweep, it's almost like a checklist. And so hopefully by the end of the form, you can figure out which ones you know better, which ones you don't know as well, so you can then fix those individual sets, not necessarily think you have to fix the entire form, right? And hopefully that'll also help you when you're working it. If you look at it and go, it's 7 sets long, I'm doing 6 of them wonderfully, I just need to fix this one. That's a lot better than making that 1 or 2 mistakes and going, I don't know this entire form. Okay, think about like taking a test in school. If the test was just 1 question long and you got that 1 question wrong, then you got a 0. Sometimes that's how we feel when doing your form. It's either all or nothing. When it's not, a lot of times we're doing most of the form correctly. We just have to make a couple key fixes to a couple key parts of it, and then the whole process looks a lot better. Okay, so especially now, especially if you're a blue belt or purple belt and you're kind of newer to the intermediate class, these forms are about this long. Okay, so learning to break them up into smaller groups is a very key and important part of learning them. Because a lot of you guys, you're very good at learning and kind of taking all this information, but it doesn't matter how smart you are if you doubt yourself. It doesn't matter how much information you can recall and how much you can process and make it happen if you start to doubt or not believe that you can, because then your brain just won't make those things happen for you. So make sure as you're doing it, continue to believe in yourself. Find a way to help instill confidence in what you're doing. One of the best ways to do that is, again, take that whole form and put it into smaller sections, right? Just like we do every other technique you're going to learn. When I show you how to do a pop-up front kick, I don't say, all right, you're just gonna do that. Now you do it, right? We break it down step by step. You're going to start in a guard stance. You're going to bring your feet together. You're going to lower yourself down. You're going to pull your body up. You're going to jump and bend your knees. You're going to kick there's a lot of steps to that. Okay, but that's important to make sure we get every step right so we can figure out that if we're not doing the move correctly, what step is going wrong. Everything we do is the same way. Okay, right now we're going to work on our kick combinations and kind of try to piece those together. That being your outside crescent kick, putting it behind you, then your flying front kick with that step added onto it, and then finishing off with the pop-up front kick. Make sure you're doing these combos. The same leg is in charge of doing the kicking the whole time, all right? So for right now, put your right leg behind you, do an outside crescent kick with your right leg, step with your right leg, chamber this one, kick that one, Set in the front though. Bring them together. Jump. Kick with your right leg. Right? That looked really well from the meetings I saw last week. And then step back with your left foot. One time real fast. Outside crescent kick. Set in the back. Step. Switch. Together. Jump. Kick. Very good. And feet together. Bow. Excellent job today. We really keyed in a lot on the form and kind of breaking it down, making it more manageable. Hopefully that's working for you guys. The challenge is this week doing the forms tournament style. If you don't know what that means, that just means doing starting the form and adding intensity to it, adding focus to it, adding some key ops, adding a little bit of performance to it. So your facial expressions are really strong. Good, your moves a lot tighter and stronger. And then also means you're doing the presentations with the judges. My name is your first name and last name from Martial Arts America, Team Navarre, with your permission, I'd like to perform. Fire form, whichever form you're doing. All right. So that is the key concept with doing forms tournament style. I want to make sure I go over that. Also, Landon Duke, if you're in class, I believe today is Landon Duke's birthday. And so make sure that you shoot him a happy birthday in the comments. If not, if you're just watching out there, Landon, happy birthday, buddy. That would be awesome. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. I will see you again on Thursday. And feet together. Bow. You are dismissed. Sai is coming up next. So if I don't see you for Sai, have a wonderful day. If I do, that's wonderful.